Hi beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ro. Now, what we're asking tonight, whenever you're watching this, is who is going to be your next love interest. I've done this before on Instagram, but I haven't done it on YouTube. I don't think I have, unless I have and I just forgot. Anyway, so we have 3 piles for you to choose from. So for pile 1, we have this blue sticky note with the number 1 on it. For pile 2, we have this green sticky note with the number 2 on it. And for pile 3, we have this yellow sticky note with the number 3 on it. Okay, so whichever you are more drawn to, that will be your reading. It could be more than one as well. Everything will be, the timestamps will be in the description down below. Now, for the people that are interested in the decks that I'm going to be using this reading, this is for you. So for the oracles, we have the, how do we say this? Aether Creatures Oracle cards. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, we're also using the Star Codes Astro Pocket Oracle. We're using the Wild Unknown Archetypes. And for tarot, we're using the Pope Girls Tarot deck. Okay, so whichever you are more drawn to, that will be your reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose this blue sticky note or the number 1, I hope that's in frame. This reading is for you. Now, the way I'm going to do this is going to be a little bit interesting and different for me, so just stick around. But we're ultimately asking who is going to be your next love interest. So let me put these cards down first. So we have Dignified with Strength, number 13. We have, what is this? Is that 12? Right? I don't know. I don't think it's, I could be wrong. 13 with Dignified, the King. And then we also have number 28, Hekigan. Okay. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. Now let's get into tarot. We're going to do it all together because it's just asking one question. You know, it's only asking who. So let's get as much information as we can. So, yeah, who is this person? Who is going to be your next love interest? Should we take them? Yes or no? I'll take them. Okay, yeah. I'll take them together though. Who is going to be next? Okay, so this one did want to come out. I don't know if you saw it in the beginning when I was shuffling. It was flipping over. And can I get one more, please? Ooh. Can I get one more, please? Okay. Oh, okay. Fine. I'll take them. I'll take them. Okay, we have Judgment, and then we have Strength. Oh, okay, another Strength. Clear, like, emphasizing strength. Okay, let me see if it's all in frame. Yeah, I think that's fine. Can we see that? Can we see that? Very, I think I can move this a little bit. Okay. Okay. And number 1 right there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay. So, who is this person? Who is your next love interest? This is a very... Okay, again, before I keep going, this deck, I still don't truly, like, know every card, so I might have to use the book. I might have to use the book for all of it because, I don't know, I kind of want to get very in-depth, so we'll see. But, yeah, okay, so this person, who is this person? Okay, automatically with the king here, this could be somebody that's more masculine than you, right? They don't have to be, but they could be very in their masculine energy, or maybe they thrive in their masculine energy. And I feel like this person, especially with strength here, this person could work out. This person could work out, or this person just could be physically very strong. Especially physically. I don't know, there's something about more physical here, of them being physically strong. Like maybe when you see them, you know that they're physically strong as well. Maybe they have muscle that they show off, you know, as they should, you know. This person could be a gym crush. If you've been going to the gym and you've been seeing somebody at the gym, I think this is like, that's confirmation, but it doesn't have to be. But this is somebody that has their life together, or like they're going towards that. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like they have their life together, or they're going towards that, and I think they're very focused on that. But I think they're already sort of there with this 10 of Pentacles. And I feel like this new person, or like this next love interest in your life, is gonna be somebody that is gonna be like, okay, there's a lot of things going on in my head. Wait, okay, let me try to focus, because there's a lot just coming. You know what I want to do? Let's try to balance this out, and let me read this first to get more information, because a lot of things are coming. Like, I don't know, it's just my head is like kind of racing. Like, there's a lot of things that just want to come out, but I can't. It's too fast for me. Okay, number 28. Ooh. Okay, Hekigan, number 28. Medicine, truth, self-truth, honesty, self-honesty, reality, mirror. Hekigan is a single being, as opposed, he is a water spirit, rather alien looking. Okay, you can pause to read, but I think I'm just gonna read this part, if Hekigan was appeared to your right side up. It is a message that in order to make the right decisions for yourself, you must see yourself clearly in the moment. In the moment, chances are you are not seeing or admitting to something about yourself, or you are not being honest with yourself or to someone about yourself. You need to see yourself as if watching from the outside. The answer you are looking for is, in this case, already exists inside of you. You now might be the time, So now might be the time to really dive within and ask yourself some very powerful questions. Try meditating in front of a mirror, or pay a visit to someone who can help you whittle down what your actual truth is. In this situation, seeing yourself clearly could cause you to make drastically different decisions. It will also make everything that has happened up to this point, and everything that is happening, make perfect sense. Keep in mind that a concept of self is the enemy of an awareness of self. You may have to admit to some uncomfortable truths about yourself, but those truths will lead to you making compatible choices, and therefore prevent injury to yourself and to others. When Hekigan comes right side up, you need to figure out your truth. You need to see what is real and true about you, such as your true feelings, true thoughts, true desires, true motivations, true behavior, true appearance, true needs, and true preferences. Oh my god. You need to put genuine energy into understanding yourself and being honest with yourself. Oh, okay, number 28. And that's so interesting, because 28 reduces to 1. it becomes a 10, and then 10 reduces to 1. So it makes sense that it's very self, right? I don't know if that was the intention here, but I wouldn't be surprised. So this person is very much focused on themselves. And it's so interesting that the question that we're asking, right, that I'm asking is, who is your next love interest? And I think saying that, oh, this person is very focused on themselves, this person is very focused on their own, their future, they're focused on their own things, right? I think that could be kind of scary to hear, because you're like, oh, well, if they're just focused on all that, like, what am I, like, you know, like, why should I care? Not that you shouldn't care, but like, it's like, why am I going to be with somebody or like be interested in somebody that can't make time for me? You know, I feel like sometimes people have this mindset of like, oh, they're not going to be able to make time for me. And I don't think that's the case here. I think this is just, you probably just haven't met this person yet. Does that make sense? Like, people change the way they view situations. They change their attitudes regarding the situation around them, right? And so, you know, so it's kind of like that energy of people change regarding the situation around them. And I feel like maybe you haven't met this person, or you have, or you know, you could, or you're, you know, like, it depends on your situation, but you could have met this person already, or maybe not. For some of you, I feel like it's a more like 50-50 it's more like a 50-50 situation in this reading. But I do feel, okay, if you know who this person is, I do feel like this person notices you wherever you are within the proximity of this person. I think this person very much notices you, but also I wouldn't be surprised if when you see this person, they're very hyper focused on themselves, or very hyper focused on their own being, if that makes sense. Because I do feel like they notice you, especially with the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like they do notice, and the Five of Swords, I feel like they do notice you. It's just, I feel like they're also very, very hyper focused on situations or their own life right now, that I think, you know, there's nothing here to like move forward with, you know, like, especially if you don't know who this person is yet, or like maybe you've seen them around, but you don't constantly talk to them, or you don't talk to them at all. I think this person does notice you, but they don't nothing happens between you two, because there's nothing that is happening, you know, nothing. I feel like both of you are not making a move in the situation. Unless you have, then this really might not be for you. But this person seems like this is a very committed person. I think this person's a very committed person. I think they're not afraid of commitment. I don't know if you've dealt with people that are afraid of commitment, or that were afraid of commitment. And I think this person is not that. I think this person is just very focused on themselves. And that could be because they just want to be focused on themselves, as they should. You know, that's not a bad thing. And I think this person is also just naturally very focused on themselves, you know. And I think especially with strength here and strength here, so that could be Leo energy. They could be a Leo. They don't have to be, but fire energy is very strong here, in my opinion. And I think this person is just very like focused on their future, that it could be that maybe when you see this person and they don't focus on you, or if they don't notice you, or if they don't like make time to talk to you, or like if they don't make a move towards you, I feel like that makes you like question this situation. And it's like, look, okay, I don't want to be that person, but it's like, you can make a move too, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like that vibe, like the phone goes both ways, you know? So it's like, you can always make a move too if you've been wanting to talk to this person. But But for some of you, I feel like you're already talking to this person. But for some other you, I don't think you are. Like, I think you just seen them around. Especially, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like at the gym or somewhere that you like get strength, right? It could be physical strength. It could be like mental strength, right? So maybe like a school or somewhere that you just you get a lot of like positive strength. And that could be, again, that could be physical, mental, emotional, you know, so places like that you just get a lot of like strength in those places. This could be somebody that you know from there. And I think this person is going to be your next love interest, because somehow I think it's gonna happen with the Judgment here. I feel like somehow you two are going to connect somehow. Either because you're gonna make a move, either because this person's gonna make a move. Something's gonna happen to see if this is meant to be explored, you know. And I think this person that's your next love interest is a very committed person, because I think they're very committed to themselves, but they're also very committed to their future. And I think that helps them commit to a relationship and to a connection with somebody. So if you've been like feeling sort of like down because you haven't been committed to somebody, or you've been feeling very alone or very single lately, I think that this person's gonna be a very good fresh, how do you say that, like a fresh breath of air, something like that, a fresh breath of air, I think that's how you say it. This person's gonna be very like that, you know. They're gonna be somebody that could just I feel like this person is going to show you how committed they are. And I think that might confuse you a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy that I mean, you know, at the end of the day, who knows what could happen, right? But it does seem like this person is a very committed person. And I think this person is going to show you that. And I think the way you know who I'm talking about is when they show you the commitment that they're willing to give in this connection with you. I think that's when you know that this person is good for you, or this person is the person I'm talking about, right? I think this person with the king here, I think they're not afraid to tell you how it is, especially with the hekigon here again. Like, I feel like this person is a very honest person and a very like straightforward person. I don't know if they're like blunt per se, because I feel like when I say like, oh, they're very blunt, that could come off pretty like rude, you know. But I think this person's a pretty straightforward and honest person that I think I just saw somebody make like a facial expression. So this person, like, you could probably see how they feel with just their face in general. You know, our face, like in general, our facial expressions show a lot of our emotions. Like, we can kind of pick up on people's emotions by the way they express them on their face, and we usually never lie when we express it on our face. People usually don't lie, so I think you're really gonna read this person's facial expressions. Like, maybe the first time you talk to this person, the way they talk, like, are they smiling, you know? I feel like these facial expressions are gonna matter so much in this connection, because maybe in the beginning you might not know this person that well. So I think you're gonna pick up on facial expressions, and vice versa. I think this person's gonna do the same without even realizing it. I feel like you two are very, very much noticing every little detail. And I think this person's noticing every little detail too. I kind of want to read number 13. Where's the number 13? Dignified. Okay, dignified qualities, strength. A planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. For example, Mars, it's the most Mars like when in Scorpio or Aries, and 2 signs it rules, or in Capricorn, which is a strong sort of leadership. Oh yeah, because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. A dignified planet is like the soccer player who happens to be out in the front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Action, your voice matters. You can read the rest, but I just kind of wanted to read like the basic. I hope that's focused. Okay. Is it still focused? Yeah, it is. Okay. I feel like this person, especially with the dignified, now that I understand what it's talking about, I feel like when you meet this person, I'm smiling right now, but because I think it's so cute that when you meet this person, okay, I feel like there's two options here. I think you're gonna meet this person and you're gonna be like, oh, this person is not for me. I can't believe I thought that this person was gonna be like, you might not automatically like this person, or you might automatically think that you're not compatible with this person, or you're gonna see that you are very compatible with this person. Either or, I think it's so interesting because the compatibility between you two could be I feel like it is there, but I feel like there's a part of you that you question the compatibility. Again, like dignified, right? Like that means like the sign in a the sign in a planet. So maybe like if I'm talking about Leo, like this person could be like if you're a Leo, this person could be a Aries per se, because Aries is exalted in the sun, right? The sun is exalted in Aries. I don't know how to say that, to be honest, but so this person could be an Aries, right? Or you could be an Aries and this person could be a Leo, or fire energy, right? Fire suns. But I feel like there is this like compatibility here, especially in astrology wise. Like maybe you both have the same sun sign or the same element of the sign, or maybe you're a fire sign and they're an air sign, or you're a fire sign and they're a fire sign. I feel like there is like this compatibility astrology wise. And I think there's a part of you that you're like, oh, just because like we have compatible suns, moon, risings, Venus doesn't mean we're compatible. Okay, I really have to get to know this person, as you should though, right? The planets, astrology, like it can help you understand the compatibility, but it's not gonna make you be compatible with somebody, right? Because we have to really get like we have to understand the energy around us. We have to understand the social energy around us too, to understand if we're actually compatible with somebody. But astrology is a good tool. It's a very good tool to understand if you are compatible with somebody, or that if you could be compatible with somebody. And I think you are. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, I think this person is very compatible with you, and I think you're very compatible with this person. I think you both are in the same headspace when it comes to connection, and when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. I think you both are willing to commit. And I think that's why you two are compatible, because you both see it in a very positive way, and maybe there's not a need to rush anything. You know what movie is coming up? Intergalactic. I love that movie so much. It's on Netflix, so I recommend to anybody. I love that movie so much, and I recently just watched it, and I think maybe that's why it's coming up, but I recently just watched it, and I watched it in Spanish because, I just wanted to. Spanish could be significant. I don't know, but I watched it in Spanish. But this is like my fifth time, maybe like my fifth time watching this movie. But this time I watched it in Spanish, and I've noticed that watching it, it's just so sweet. Like I love this movie so much, and it's like you see how they met, right? You see how easy they met, like how easy it happened, and then of course situations happen between them. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but situations happen between them and things got rocky, but then at the end, they happily ever after, or like they not even happily ever after. It was very much just like, okay, let's try this, let's actually try this. Let's put energy into us, because we really 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 like each other, and we want to be around each other. We like each other, and that was the vibe, and I think you might relate to that movie, or like maybe you like that movie too, or I recommend watching it and you might relate to that movie. There's moments in that movie you could probably relate to, but I do feel like this person is just somebody that is just, this person could be very smart as well. I don't know, there's something about this person being very like intelligent. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if their strength is like their intelligence. It doesn't have to be physical strength. I know I said that in the beginning, but I feel like it doesn't have to be physical strength. It could be though, or it could be both. Two things can coexist. This person could also just have a very strong mind, and I think maybe they have very good self-control, or like they're very intellectual. I feel like they're a very intellectual person. I wouldn't be surprised if they have critical thinking skills as well. And maybe that's somebody that you might enjoy being around, you know, because maybe you have critical thinking skills. Maybe you're very intelligent, intellectual as well. And I think this person's also like that. And maybe that's why you might think you're not compatible, because maybe the first time you talked to this person, or the first times that you were talking to this person, whenever you talked, or if you haven't and you're going to, maybe you realize that, oh, this person is not it. And and this is the thing, right? I think, I don't know if you know this, but first impressions matter so much. And I think a lot of people know this, right? But first impressions matter so much, because it's so hard for us to get that image outside of our heads when the first impression already happens, right? The first impression happens, like when the first impression happens, if it's not a good first impression, like if you're seeing somebody and their first impression that they're showing you is not great, that first impression is always going to stay in your head. It's going to be very hard for the other person to fix that, right? Because it's already in your head. It's already kind of there, right? It's very hard to change first impressions. I hope I made sense. But so it's like, maybe this first impression that you have with this person is not great, but it's not awful, but it's probably not great, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't think so. I feel like you shouldn't trust the first impression right away, right? Because you might see like, oh, maybe we're not that compatible because they didn't, I thought they were gonna say this, or I thought this. Like, don't have expectations, okay? But I do feel like this person is somebody that is very intellectual, but maybe they just don't show it right away. I feel like this person is a very intellectual person. They know what they're talking about. They just might not show it right away because maybe it's not the time or place to talk about it, right? But I think they're always willing to have conversations that are deep and willing to like pique each other's minds, you know what I mean? Like really like understand your mind, and you understand their mind, you know? I think they're very much willing to do that, because I feel like they're a very, very smart person. You might, and that's the thing, this is where you come in. Like, maybe you judge them too fast and assume that they weren't intellectual, because you shouldn't think that somebody's less intellectual than you because of a first impression, you know? This person just might not show it to you right away, and that's okay, you know? People are not going to show you how smart they are right away, right? Because at the end of the day, we as people try to be humble, right? We're trying to be humble. We don't want to show off too much. So I think this person wants to come off very humble, and when you know this person is for you, I think you're gonna see how humble they actually are, you know, and how smart they are. They just don't show it all the time, because I feel like they don't feel a need to show how smart they are, how intelligent or intellectual they are. But I do feel like this person is just somebody that you are very compatible with, and somebody that is willing to commit. And I think that's okay to have in your life right now, or whenever this comes around, right? But yeah, let's get some advice. I don't think I showed this in the beginning, but we're getting advice from affirmators. Okay, let's get some advice. I hope this works out though. Like, if you have somebody in mind already that you're like, oh, this sounds like this person, then it could be that person. It doesn't have to be though, but it could be that person. So for some of you, I feel like you haven't met this person, and for some of you, you have, and for some of you, maybe you just notice this person a lot. Maybe they're in one of your classes, or they go to the same gym as you. They go, you know, stuff like that. Or the same school. Okay. Let's get some advice for you. Oh, okay. At the bottom, we have letting go. We also have perseverance. Okay, it seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Yeah, going back to the commitment. Like, I think you are strong enough to see this through, right? I think I feel like the advice here is to not judge right away. You know, just because a person is showing you something, right? Like, maybe this person, I don't know what to say, to be honest, but I feel like you shouldn't judge the situation and the person right away. You know, don't judge the situation right away. You know, like, maybe they say something and you're like, oh, this person does not like me, or like, this person, I'm not their type, or like, I don't know. Don't judge right away. Let this play out. You know, let this play out, because I think, yeah, letting go of those expectations or letting go of those assumptions is gonna bring so much clarity. Okay, letting go of those assumptions, letting go of those expectations, letting go of those judgments could bring so much clarity into your life and into this connection that could be very healthy. And that is just something that could be learned, you know? So yeah, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. And I hope I answered the question, because if I didn't, I'm so sorry. But I hope it still resonated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. How to, if you chose this green sticking out or this number 2, this reading is for you. Now, the way I'm going to do this, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to lay out these cards, the oracle cards, and then I'm going to lay out tarot, and then we're going to get into the reading. Okay? So, we have South Node, Past, number 33, The Unseen, and Rangi, number 33. Whoa! I love that. 33. Okay, then this is gonna matter so much for you. I feel like this is, for some reason, I feel like this is gonna bring a lot of clarity. I don't know, I just have this feeling that it's gonna bring a lot of clarity, because especially with the Unseen here, right? Okay, let me just get tarot first, and then we'll get into it. Okay, let me shuffle one more time. Okay, who is this person? Who is house to next love interest? Okay. Who is house to next love interest? Okay. And at the bottom we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of purple here. Okay, can we see that? Can we see all of it? Let me move this a little bit. Yeah, I think we're good. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, now, who is this person? If you don't want to hear about somebody from your past, maybe this reading is not for you. Because with the South Node, that is kind of self-explanatory. You know, and I do feel like this is somebody from your past, especially with the Unseen here. So let's get into it. So what I was saying about the 33, I feel like this reading might actually bring a lot of awareness to you, because with the Unseen, you might be very confused right now, or you might be very like, not everything is what it seems, you know, by the Wizard Rare Place. Not everything is what it seems. But it's true. Like, I feel like you're noticing some things and you're like, wait, is that true? Like, is that what I'm seeing? Is that true? You know, like, what I'm feeling, is that valid? You know, what I'm feeling, is that correct? You know, what I'm feeling, is it correct? Like, the feelings that I have here, are they correct? And by feelings, I mean, like, maybe like you have like these, by feelings, I'm not talking about like romantic feelings. I'm talking about like, oh, I have a feeling that this might happen. I have a feeling that this could happen. I have a feeling that they feel this way. That's what I mean when I'm talking about your feelings regarding the situation or this person in general. I think this person is very much seeing how they can come forward. And if you had a feeling that that was going to happen, this is confirmation. And it's so interesting because with the Queen of Cups here, I do feel like you're very much honoring your solitude. You're very much honoring your decision, and you're staying in your own lane. You're not creating any drama. You're not creating anything that's not, shouldn't be created. You know, you're not forcing anything, with especially with the Four of Swords here. And I feel like this person is this Page of Cups, and there's Rangi guy, and how this person is just, I feel like they do notice you, and I wouldn't be surprised if they like stalk your online pages, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever. I feel like this person wants to communicate with you. I think this person, or maybe you have been communicating with this person again, but this person is from somebody from your past. Like, you could be already communicating with this person, but maybe you're like, oh, I'm not gonna pay them no mind. Like, I'm not gonna care as much. You know, I'm not gonna notice them as much. You know, I'm not gonna put myself in a position like that anymore. And I think because of that, this person is like kind of trying to move fast when it comes to you, because maybe they feel like you're moving on, and as you should. If you feel like you should, you should. I kind of want to read number 33, Rangi. Okay, number 33, medicine, exaltation, companionship, comfort, soothing, slowness, coziness, and gentleness. If you want to read it, you can. I'm just going to read this part, the one that's bolded. If the Rangi has appeared to you right side up, you require closeness. Yeah. The Rangi tends to appear when you are in need of a best friend, a partner in crime, or a cozy partner to belong with. Seek comfort and companionship at this time with those beings, potentially both human and non-human, that cause you to excel. Seek out the people and places that make you feel safe. Oh. You need gentleness, you need friendliness, you need warmth, you need welcome, you need intimacy. Intimacy is to be seen, heard, felt, and understood by someone or something. That intimacy is what makes you feel at one with someone instead of separate from them. Your being desperately needs a feel-good place and a feel-good place in order to be able to excel and relax. You need to be soothed. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to keep reading, you can pause and read. There's more here. Okay. So yeah, I do feel like this person, is kind of afraid that you're moving on. Ooh! I think this person is just like, is somebody that, this could literally be such a the one that got away story, you know, like maybe you're the one that got away, or you're the one that kind of ended things with this person, or you chose yourself, you know, and whatever happened between you two, that is something that is between you two, you know, that is none of my business, and there's no judgment here. However, I do feel like this person is noticing how you're moving on and how you're not paying them no mind, you know, like you're not paying attention to them. And maybe you used to pay attention to them all the time. Like maybe you used to always be there. Maybe you were always accessible to this person, and now you're like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm done. I'm over it, right? And I think that's okay. And I think this person is coming out for being your next love interest, because maybe they might actually show you that they are willing to put the time and energy into the situation. I think you are very, however you're feeling, right? With the Queen of Cups here, you could be very sensitive to this person. You could be very sensitive to the situation with this person, and maybe you've been hurt in the situation. You've been hurt by this person. Maybe you've been hurt in the situation or anything regarding that, right? Because the Cups energy is very like sensitive, so you could be a very sensitive person, and I think that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. However, I do feel like you're trying to put that sensitivity to the side to see if what you feel is correct and what you feel is right. I think you're questioning the connection with this person, and I think this person feels it, energetically especially. Maybe you might not express it, especially with the unseen here. I feel like this unseen is like, it's both of you, but also this person. I think this person is not the best communicator. You know, I don't think they know how to communicate that well, or they just don't know how to communicate how they feel, or communicate that they're afraid to lose you, you know. And I think you're not in the place to start that conversation either, because you're like, if you want to leave, you can leave, or if I choose to leave, I choose to leave, you know. There's nothing regarding the situation. But I feel like this person really wants to like move fast with the Eight of Wands here, because I feel like maybe they've been lacking. Maybe they've been lacking and they've been sleeping. They've been not noticing you, and maybe you're noticing that they haven't been noticing you, and maybe because of that they want to move forward faster, because you might walk away. Right? There's a chance of you like being kind of, maybe not fully walk away, but maybe you might make distance. You know, maybe you might make space regarding this person, because this person is showing you different parts of them that maybe you're just not, you don't want to deal with, you know. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think this person, the colorful colors here, like it's very colorful. So this person could dress very colorfully, right? Maybe they have, I could also see like maybe they have dyed hair, like maybe they dyed their hair recently, or they want to dye their hair. They could have blue eyes, right? They don't have to, but maybe you just really like, maybe they have very pretty eyes, right? It doesn't have to, they don't have to be blue, but maybe they have really pretty eyelashes, or like maybe they just have really, really big, beautiful eyes. You know, just very beautiful eyes that you just enjoy looking at, you know? And I think this person could also be somebody that, I feel like this person could also be the type of person that doesn't think before they act. Maybe they just go forward towards things that they feel comfortable with at the moment, which is, nothing's wrong with that. However, I do feel like this person, sometimes that gets them in trouble if they don't think about it first. And I think that's who this person is. And when I say who is your next love interest, this could be somebody that you're already talking to, or somebody that you've been together with for a while, especially with past here. Like maybe you both had a lot of past, or in the past you've been different than now, you know, like there's a lot of difference here. And I think this person is changing in a way to show you that they are committed to this, and you're just here to try to, and you're just here to accept it or not accept it. You know, that's gonna be your choice to do eventually. So yeah, I think this person is trying to focus on you before you walk away. And I think this person is also the type of person that, this person could come off pretty intuitive too. I think this person could be very intuitive, and they know when you're being distant. They know when you're upset. They know. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like either this is somebody from your past that you've been together for a while, or you've been together for a while for this person, and in the past you've done, like, things have happened between you two that just gets very, like, just like, ugh, you know, like, they get very, like maybe just a lot of things happened in the past between you two, and now you're realizing the consequences of the past. And I think this person is seeing now that maybe they can't let this go. Like, maybe they thought they should let it go, but now they're saying that they shouldn't, and they're noticing that now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they show, like, a gesture or something. Like, maybe they give you flowers, or they do a gesture of some kind. Like, maybe a big gesture that they don't do for a while. You know? And can I just say, you deserve somebody that will show you how romantic they are. You know? Like, you deserve somebody to show you romance. And I understand, like, if you've been together for a while with this person, or you've been with this person for a while, the romance does, like, I would say the romance does die down a little bit, just a little bit though. But if you want that romance again, you want somebody to pursue you again, you know, show them that you want to be pursued again, you know, like, they should. And I feel like this person's very intuitive, so I feel like they know that you want to be pursued again, or like they know that they should like show you that they're interested, and they should show you that they want to be with you. And I think this person knows. I think this person does know, or they're gonna catch up on it really easily. So yeah, I hope that is resonating. I kind of want to get advice from you before we end this reading. Let me get some advice for pile 2. Oh, yeah. And at the bottom we have nature. Okay, courage. Okay, so it did want to come out. So courage, we have, no one is fearless, no one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to the fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind something bigger until it goes away. And then nature. I think this advice, right, for you. This advice, oh, it matches my nails. But this advice is to, if you choose to walk away from the situation, or if you choose not to pursue this situation anymore, honor that. Honor your courage to walk away. Honor the courage that you have to walk away, or to the courage to fix this, and to give this time and space to be fixed, you know? Relationships are difficult, and I'm not saying that you should walk away, and I'm not saying that you should stay. This is going to be something that you're going to choose to do eventually, and that is a choice that your courage is going to make you do, you know. And see it as courage if you choose to stay, or if you choose to walk away. Honor that. And I think you are strong enough to do whatever you want and whatever feels right to you. And I think you should be okay with that. You are strong enough to deal with that. You're strong enough to be in that situation, to choose that. So yeah, I hope that resonated. I hope I answered the question. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. Please be nice to me. I'm sensitive. If it doesn't resonate, just be nice to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Hopefully. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this yellow sticky note with the number 3 on it, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into... No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to put these cards out. I'm going to lay them out, and then I'm going to use tarot as well. Well, you'll see. It's going to be a little different than how I usually do it, but that's okay. So we have Mars with emotion, number 22. And you got 2 cards. Very interesting. Because it fell on the ground. They both fell on the ground and they both fell face down. So I was like, you know what? I'll take both. I feel like that matters. So we have River and the Vessel. And then we also have Bicho Oran, number 63. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. I'll fix it in a minute if it's not in frame, but let's get into tarot about who this person is. Okay, sorry if that was too much shuffling. Okay, who is this person? Who's pile 3? Oh, okay. He was like, hey. Oh, okay. Ah! So we have a 7 of Cups. We have the Hierophant. And then can we get one more, please? Oh, Death. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of major arcanas here. Arcanas. Okay. And at the bottom, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. And then the Chariot. Okay. Can we see that? Okay, let me move them a little bit. Okay. Can we see that? I think we can see that. I think we'll be fine. Okay. Now, who is this person? This person, let me just say this. This person could be very attracted to you. Okay? Okay? I think this person could be very, very attracted to you, especially with the Vessel here. I wouldn't be surprised if you have been intimate with this person. And by intimate, I mean like physically, you know? I don't want to get too much into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have. You don't have to be, but you could. Or maybe if you don't know who this person is, this could be somebody you don't know either. Like they haven't come into your life. No pun intended. But maybe they haven't come into your life and they maybe the intimacy between you two could be very, very, let's say, powerful. Okay, it could be very powerful, and I think it's gonna be something new for you, maybe, or it's just gonna be something good for you. I don't know, right? But who is this person? I think this person is somebody, especially with the Fool here, it could be somebody that you don't know, but it doesn't have to be, but it could be somebody that you don't know. And with the Hierophant, I do feel like maybe they could be somebody that could be older than you, or somebody that could be very wise, right? They could be very wise. They could be a teacher with the Hierophant. This is very teacher energy. They could be a teacher. They don't have to be, like, that could be their profession. And you could be, what? No. This person could just be very daydreamy as well with the 7 of Cups. They could be very daydreamy. And for some of you, I feel like this love interest is going to be very short, especially with the death here. It could be a very short love interest. Like, it could just be a short-term love interest. Again, it could be literally like friends with benefits, right? And maybe you do catch feelings, or this person catches feelings, but maybe it just kind of fizzles out. But it doesn't have to be that. That could just be for some of you. And I feel like for the people that know that it's going to be short-lived, you know it's going to be short-lived. I do feel like this person is always on the go, or like they're always moving somehow, somewhere. They're always moving somewhere. That could be, maybe they don't live in one place at the time, like all the time. Like maybe they move from city to city, or they move to state, or they move, maybe they work in the army or something. So they don't live, like they're not, how do I say this, like they don't only live one place, like they don't live in one place. They like live in different places, like, right? Like they could like move to a lot of places. So maybe that's why it's difficult for you to commit to this person. Maybe it's difficult for y'all to commit to each other because y'all don't live that close to each other. But when y'all do meet up, it could be like very, how do I say, like passionate, you know what I mean? When y'all do meet up. But I do feel like this person is somebody that is always on the go, and they're always doing something. And I feel like that is also very difficult for you because I'm not assuming that you want commitment or you want something that lasts, but all I'm saying is like it could just be very difficult to create a authentic connection with somebody when they're always moving, or they're always doing something else. You know, it's very hard to like not to just commit, but also to create a very nice foundation for a connection. But I think it's because this person is not that, I don't think they want to commit right now. In general, I don't think they want to commit. And I think you know this. I feel like I'm saying this, but you know this information because maybe you're also this person. Like maybe this person and you have this agreement that no commitment. Let's just, whenever you're in town, text me and then we'll see what happens. You know, it could be that vibe of your next love interest. Either this is happening right now or this is your next love interest. And that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like it's not gonna last that long, which is okay, you know, like it doesn't have to be. Or like it could be like a summer fling as well. Like it could just be like a summer fling that you meet in the summer and then that's it. And since there's not a lot of like emotion here, in my opinion, with the Seven of Cups, it is very emotional, but to me that's more like daydreamy emotion. Like maybe you daydream about the future, you daydream about how this could be, but I think, you know, deep down, especially with the Hierophant, deep down you both understand that this is not gonna be more than what it is, you know. And that's okay, you know, and that's okay. I kind of want to read 63. Maybe you share interest or stuff like that. Like you both share situations, you share interests with each other, but you get to know each other, but it might not be more than that. Again, it could be a summer fling for some of you that doesn't last that long. So if you do have a summer fling eventually, or like you're going to have a summer fling eventually, just know that it might not last that long. Especially if you don't live in the same area. Okay. Yeah, the sun. I knew it. Okay, bicho orar. Medicine, the sun, prayer, rhythm, setting up, preparation, discipline, optimization, comparison. You can pause to read, but I'm just going to read this part. If the bicho orar appears to you right side up, preparation and setup is critical in the situation at hand. The way you begin something dictates the way, dictates the way the thing will go. So it is crucial to begin something with powerful intention and powerful rhythm. And that's the thing. That's what I feel in the situation, that maybe you both don't have the intention to commit, or you both don't have the intention to find a committed partner, to find a loving connection with somebody. Like maybe you both don't have the intention during this time to have that. But it's so interesting that the question is love interest, right? Because love could be a lot of things. And I think this person, or like this situation with this person, is like you both don't have the intention to commit to each other. You both don't have the intention to create a good foundation connection with each other. And I think that is why this might end, you know? This person could just come off very like only looking for one thing, and maybe you're also looking for that one thing, and that's okay, you know? Like I think this is okay. Like that's nothing bad, you know, to wanting to have a connection or just a physical connection with somebody. That's okay if you both are agreeing with it, or more than both, more than two, you know. If everybody in the connection is agreeing that this is just the way it is, that's okay, you know. Just communicate. Like it's okay to communicate. It's okay to say what you want. It's okay to be honest, and it's okay. And if they say no, if the other person says no, you have to respect that and respect their boundaries, you know. So yeah, I think this is very much that energy. And yeah, and this person could just come off very like, not secretive, but I would say like maybe a little bit closed off in general. Like this person come off very closed off, but you know, I feel like they do daydream though about like, oh, what could be, like what could happen, you know. And I feel like you could do that too, but I think you both know that it's not going to last that long. Unless you want it to last that long, then I'm not saying, right? Because the Hierophant is also about commitment. So unless you want it, if you have the intention for it to last long, I think it can. But if you have the intention that it's not going, like you're not looking for anything serious, it might end, right? And that's okay. So yeah, let's get some advice for you. Okay, and at the bottom it says no need to do. And then here we have self-love. Okay. I openly embrace the feeling of self-love, the PG kind. I love myself because I understand myself. I love myself as the most committed partner I will ever have. I show myself love any way that I can, and when I screw up, I remember to be sweet and gentle with myself. If not, I'm gonna make myself sleep on the couch. Got that? Self. This is very cute because I feel like at the bottom of your heart, you are a lover person. You love people, and you love being in connection. You love being in relationships. You love love. And I think being in a situation with this person, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, I'm not saying that this is not what you should do. You can do whatever you want. If it's not hurting you or anybody else, I think it's okay. Right? Physically, emotionally, like if it's not hurting anybody physically, emotionally, or yourself, I think it's going to be an okay situation, right? However, I feel like deep down you know that you want a deep connection with somebody. You know, I think you deep down want to be committed to somebody and you want a deep connection. So don't disregard that part of you just because you feel like you need to do this, or just because you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough for commitment right now, or like I don't feel good enough for a commitment, so I'm just going to do this. It's okay to just stay in solitude. It's okay to just be alone. You know, it's okay to not pursue anything. Maybe it's a good time to learn how to be alone as well. But then again, it's not bad if you want this as well. But I think deep down, you know, you want commitment. I think you know you want love and you want connection with people. You know, I think you love connecting with people, and I think don't, like, honor that part of you, you know, honor that part that wants to be committed, that wants to connect with people. And if this is not who you are truly, like if you can't have this type of relationship with somebody, you don't have to have that type of relationship. Don't feel like you need to as well. And no one should be convincing you to do that either. If you don't feel good, or if you don't want to do that, that's enough for you not to do it, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye.